On today's show, the story of fishing twins, brothers who combine their angling passion with big business.
Kind of a rags to riches story.
We paddle right in the heart of the city and go back in time as Ron Schera gets his shooting eye back.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
Up first today, it's time to meet a duo that continues to tackle the fishing world.
Ron Schera meets the Glorvigan Brothers.
My mother didn't know she was having twins until about, a week before she had us.
So begins the life and times of Marty and Scott Glorvigan.
So I arrived 45 minutes ahead of Scott, breaking trail right away, so making sure that I had a path for him to follow.
Oh, what a path it's been. Indeed, these Minnesota twins are major leaguers in angling enterprises, including a worldwide website, Wired to Fish, viewed by millions, all inspired and launched from Grand Rapids, their hometown. And it began fishing off the dock.
We had grew up on a lake, Pear Lake, about 3.5 miles from the house, and so Scott and I were constantly in the water.
Which led to guiding for money at age 16.
We had a place up on Cutfoot at Williams Narrows on the Lake Winnebagoche system. We'd take resort people out in the resort boats and go catch some walleyes and stuff, and the rest was history, I guess.
The twins decided to enter the competitive world of national walleye tournament fishing.
And boy, did we get our butts handed to us, okay? We knew how to catch walleyes between 8 foot and 15 foot, but the other stuff was a little bit foreign to us. But I guess we were determined and stuck it out.
And I think what you had is that failure is hard. You take it personally. But having the two of us to collaborate and to, come on, pick yourself up, let's go, we got to make this happen.
In 2000, Irwin Jacobs had launched the RCL Championship. He put on an event in Green Bay. It was worth $400,000 for first. It was kind of one of the biggest fishing tournaments, period. And I was fortunate enough through working together with my twin brother and getting the right draw. I fished his spot, and over the course of 4 days, I was the last man standing and made a lot of money.
Their tournament winnings went into expanding a fishing business, manufacturing of all things, fishing towels.
This is a sport towel, and this is what launched us into the business of fishing. So we went to Duluth, University of Minnesota Duluth. I'm an industrial engineer, that's why I got my degree in.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Ergonomics, designs, and actually we had a class, industrial practices and processes. So we had to design a product, and I actually designed that to use your hands, to wipe your hands off because it was cold, you wear it in your fly vest.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I had 144 made because my sister sewed, my girlfriend sewed, and all that. Went to the graphics arts, put a tag in there, took them to the bait shops, put them in there, says class project, sell them for whatever you want, I'll come and get them after steelhead fishing. Come back after steelhead fishing, and they were all sold. So it's kind of like, well, maybe we have something, and we did. So we sold over 1 million towels, and the rest, kind of a rags to riches story. No pun intended.
Right.
Their fishing towel enterprise led to a booming custom fishing shirt business called Gemini.
Danny Brower was the hottest fishing guy on the face of the planet. This jersey that we put together for Denny, and everybody saw it and said, where did you get this? Now all of a sudden people started coming to us, can you make a shirt for us? And of course, we didn't know how. We said, yeah, sure we can.
Yeah, of course.
Never say no to an opportunity.
Exactly.
So,
amazing.
But that's the poster child. That's what launched us into the embroidery world and the clothing world.
So, is this the end of their fishing business story? you ain't seen nothing yet. The next idea is wired. Coming up, the Glorvigan twins hook into the internet and show the world why we are wired to fish.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, North Dakota Tourism, Star Bank, and by Ice Force by Rapala.
Up next, the Glorvigan twins needed a new outlet once they aced the fishing world, so they turned their attention to the World Wide Web.
On the banks of the Mississippi, west of Grand Rapids, sits a woodsy office and a sign that says, "Wired to fish." Huh? Is this another Glorvigan twins idea? Wired to what?
Wired to Fish is a web-based platform that we produce how-to content that has a huge audience, and we use all the social platforms to be able to, as our distribution model, to get people back to our website. So what you're looking at here is, here's our analytics from Google that tells how many people are on the site, what are they looking at, and where are they coming from. And we monitor this by the minute. What we find out is, okay, what are they looking at? What are people searching for? And did we hit the mark with the content that we had, whether it be our title or our thumbnail or whatever? And if it works, then we make sure that we produce more of that content. Last year we produced 909 separate videos, just last year.
In essence, Wired to Fish is the Wikipedia of freshwater fishing. A fishing education center, so to speak.
All right, I'm gonna give him 100% credit for the business vision of what we've done. Knowing that the change in the fishing industry is coming, we see the world of the websites that were starting to pop up. We were doing television pros pointers throughout the country. He saw something that I didn't recognize. His fact is we have to change.
So we wanted to get into the internet, and again, I'm one of those persons that you just got to go for it. We had decided that we were going to start a internet company. So tournament comments were, "I got them wired." No, I got them wired, okay? Common in the fishing industry. And for us to be perceived as experts, we're going to call it Wired to Fish.
All of Wired to Fish products, whether it be our social channels or our website, is 100% free to the reader. 100%.
Our content is consumed in 80-some countries, you know, all of North America, from Europe, you name it, from carp fishing in Russia, you know, to the Far East. And a typical month in regards to visits, we'll have 1.2 million to say 1.5 million. Video views on YouTube, we'll have in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 million video views a month.
Amazing, yes. And to think it was the brainchild of identical twins who shared a love of fishing.
The heart of it, it's never left. Still a kid. Very few people get to touch their dream. We've touched it, we've lived it, and we haven't lost it. Lots of people lose it. And to provide that to people that are employees, friends, especially staff, okay? We've lived our dream and haven't lost the passion.
Proof of the passion was present as we fished together on Trout Lake in search of walleye.
Come on, Martin, work your middle magic. I got you on him. I'm done my part.
And so we fished and fished and fished some more. Nothing helped. Clearly, we didn't have the walleyes wired.
Would you like to know more about the stories behind the stories? Then join us for the Minnesota Bound podcast, where we talk about all our adventures. You can find those anywhere you download podcasts. Still ahead, a Minnesota Bound story dedicated to healthy outdoor eyes. But first, a wild adventure right here in town. Just don't forget your life vest.
Closed captioning provided by Treasure Island Resort and Casino.
Up next, we paddle to find adventure right in the heart of the big city. You don't have to find northern wilderness to discover the joy of kayaking. This unique sports shop offers an urban kayak adventure on the river we all know, the mighty Mississippi.
This is one of our two most frequent tours. It's our Minneapolis to Minnehaha tour.
I'm ready. Mom Denise and friend Jill join me for, well, a rather different kind of city tour.
It's a beautiful day. We're going to get to explore some really awesome parts of the mighty Mississippi.
The essentials today are water, sunscreen, and I'm going to say a smile, because what else is there to do besides smile and have a good time today?
You ready today?
I am. Exciting. Feels amazing.
Our first stop, a place I didn't think little boats could go. The St. Anthony Falls Lock and Dam.
How cool is this?
Bad things happen over there.
Great. We don't like to hear the word bad things happen over there.
And just like that, we were free to paddle through Minneapolis history.
We have entered the historic Mill District of Minneapolis. To our left is the old Pillsbury A Mill, and to our right, Gold Medal Flour.
As we rode the current, we passed the sights and sounds of the U of M, and we saw signs of Mother Nature along the way.
There he goes.
And finally, we reached another landmark. Minnehaha Park.
Which is a really awesome park. We have this 50-foot falls behind me. That's super cool to check out. But then it flows into this creek that ends up in the river, and that's a fun, very peaceful place to hang out at.
We also discovered a Minneapolis we had never seen before, thanks to the river tour.
Just a great afternoon. Didn't know what to expect. You know, you think about urban kayaking, you think about the Mississippi, it's a little intimidating. But it was absolutely gorgeous. The view from the river is something you just don't get to see the city by.
And thanks to Old Man River, urban sights and urban kayaking really do go hand in hand.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Radco Truck Accessories, Pearson Salted Nut Roll, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Today's Minnesota Bound Classic documents Ron Shera's quest to get his shooting eyes back.
Unless there's something in them, we don't normally think about our eyes. It's a sense we take for granted. But the outdoor eye is different, very different.
Ron, when you think of what you do outdoors, it's almost entirely dependent upon your eyes. You can't shoot without good vision. You can't fish very well without being able to see what you're doing.
A Minneapolis eye surgeon, Dr. Jerry Poland, is also an avid outdoorsman. He knows firsthand the demands of the outdoor eye.
You're asking yourself to be able to discern subtle differences in shading of browns or grays when you're in the woods hunting, for instance. You want to see that grouse or that woodcock, or you want to see that elk, and nature has camouflaged them.
The outdoors also can mean trouble, eye trouble. Everything from ultraviolet rays from a sunny day of fishing to hot gunpowder from a shotgun.
When I was elk hunting in Colorado a year ago, stepped on a dry twig. It had been very dry in the mountains. It snapped like you're snapping a wishbone. A piece of the twig flew up and hit me in the eye. And you can get a nice stream and you can flush somebody's eye out. Somebody gets something in their eye, you pull your lid down, look up, and just flush. And you flush your eye right out.
On the water, it's important to wear sunglasses, especially polarized lenses.
They not only protect you from ultraviolet light, but they also filter out the glare, enabling you to see down in the water and see the fish better.
A simple test will show if your glasses are polarized.
You hold them up, look at the water or a parking lot or something where there's a lot of glare, looking towards the sun. Hold them up and look through them, rotate them 90 degrees. If it changes the glare pattern, that means you have a pair of polarized lenses.
Hunters and sports shooters have other eye demands and dangers.
I won't go out and bird hunting without polycarbonate lenses. It's not going to stop a deer rifle, but it certainly will stop a shotgun shell.
To demonstrate the value of polycarbonate shooting glasses, we created a couple of shooting accidents with the help of Jack McCusick of Federal Gun Club. Victim 1 is wearing ordinary glasses.
Okay, how'd our careless buddy do? Look at here, Jack. Pellets went right through these glasses.
But a few pellets break or penetrate the glass, endangering the eye. A test with polycarbonate shooting glasses turned out dramatically different. It might hurt, but your eyes and eyesight would survive the accident.
But this polycarbonate stopped that lead shot.
The newest and most dramatic change in the outdoor eye involves surgery to eliminate the need for corrective contacts or glasses. It's called refractive surgery.
Reshape the cornea.
Dr. Poland has been doing refractive surgery for 22 years, a technique that is now performed with the help of a laser beam and a corneal topographer. Having needed glasses or contacts to correct nearsightedness, I was a perfect candidate to, well, reshape my vision.
Excimer laser.
Following a series of eye exams and consultations with surgery specialists, Dr. Poland was ready to rid my life of contacts and glasses. My left eye was numbed and made ready for the laser. It would be over in mere minutes. Weeks later, the final results were in.
Ron, that eye is 2010. It doesn't get any better than that.
Now the dust could blow, the rain could fall. My eyes were ready for the outdoors.
You know, my dad has had numerous eye surgeries at this point, and he's still able to get out there and have success in the field.
So good. Well, that about does it for us. We will see you back here next week.
In the meantime, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.